my kitchen. So I love to do things here in my kitchen. And today I have my very, very good friend, Allie Jenkins in here. Allie has been part of our Equip for More family for a while now.
Yeah,
She and Dan.
Yeah, I think Benjamin was little, so probably 4 years, 5 years maybe. It's been a long time.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And Allie and I got to know each other when Dan came you and Dan came to be ministers at the church, moved from Tennessee.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I remember the first time that we met you and Dan, and at the time it was just Levi, right?
Yeah, I was pregnant with Ben when we came.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So that's been how many years ago?
Well, he's 6 now. He just turned 6 in October, so.
So I remember our kiddos were kind of small because ours are 19, 21, and 15. So they were like 8 and 12. So right in the mix there of kids ministry. So we met Dan. I don't know if I ever told you this or not, but when we went to meet them at a meet and greet at our church after one of the services, and we went to meet him, and I remember when we were leaving, all 3 of my kids were like, "That guy is so funny. That guy, I can't wait."
He is funny.
And yes, he is. And my kids grew so much under Dan's leadership.
Thank you. Well, we love your kids. We still love your kids. They're incredible.
Well, we feel the same. Many, many mission trips. Many, many funny stories. And just lots of good growth. So I've always appreciated that, your heart for the Lord, you and Dan especially. And you guys just love the Lord. I love your kiddos so much. And as time passed with your and Dan's involvement in Equip for More, I was always, you and I would talk, and you'd be like, "I tried this, I did this, I prepared this." And I'm like, "Allie, I've got to get this stuff, on the website, or we've got to share these recipes because these are so good." And I'm a creature of habit. So what I share with our family, I feel like I share the same things. And, there's nothing wrong with staples, but it's so good to introduce like fresh recipes and get somebody's new perspective. And so I was super excited to do that. And so Allie is here today. She's cooking for us on the show. So this is going to be really cool. And Allie is cooking zucchini tacos. So I know that sounds good to everybody. My first question, Allie, as you kind of begin to get prepared here is, how did this recipe come about?
Okay, so my husband, you may not know this about him, but he is a really big stickler for not wasting food. So I feel like I had some zucchini and I had to do something with it, or he was not going to be real happy that it was getting wasted.
Good for him.
So we had planned for tacos that night, and I'm like, you know what? I can make these tacos a little bit healthier if I put them in a zucchini. Why not? We both like zucchini. It seems like it'd go good with tacos. So let's just try it and see.
I love that.
Yeah, so it worked out pretty good. So we've been making them ever since for the 2 of us.
So now it's a staple.
Yes.
Now it's a staple for you.
A couple times a month, I feel like.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
So, for us, we usually just eat one because they're kind of big. So, I've just taken a zucchini. I cut it in half.
Okay.
I did cut just a little bit of the stem off. You can see. I cut it in half. And then I just take the middle, and scoop it out. So, just kind of the seed portion.
Okay.
And I just hollow it out. And that makes a space for you to put your taco stuff. And I don't want to get rid of too much because, you want to eat the zucchini. That's the point of putting it in there.
Okay. You're going to eat the skin? Are we going to eat the skin?
We usually eat the skin. So whenever I make zucchini, even just cooking it, I always eat the skin. I feel like that's the healthiest part, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's what I've always heard, that typically with most of your fruits and vegetables, you're getting most of the fiber and the nutrients in the skin. So anytime you can eat the skin, you want to do that. So yeah.
Yeah. So I mainly just took out the seeds. So you can kind of see it's hollow in the middle. I just took the seeds out. That's all I did. I left most of the flesh and the skin. Okay. So hollow those out.
Now, I know you're not to this point yet, but I did want to point out already, because I love this. I'm all about simplicity and I'm all about saving money. So the first thing that she told me about this recipe that I was like, okay, got to do it. She said it's a 1 skillet recipe.
Yes, everything happens in that skillet. And you can make tacos for your kids if they don't want to eat the zucchini. Take theirs out and then fix yours with the cauliflower rice and everything that we're going to do. So they can have tacos, you can have yours in a zucchini, everybody's happy. if your kids don't want to eat zucchini, because mine don't.
Yeah. And so that is so important because we hear this all the time. You know, I'm preparing when folks join Equip for More, they'll say, I don't know how I'm going to do this because I have to eat one way and my family has to eat another. And I never like that. There's got to be a way, right?
That doesn't work for us because we're busy. So I barely have time sometimes to cook one meal. I'm not cooking two. Like, it's just not happening. So my house, if you don't like what there is to eat, you can eat it or you can make yourself a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
That's the choice.
But you've made a modification here where everybody's happy.
Yes. Okay, I did forget. We need a sheet pan or something just to put these on.
Oh, perfect.
So I just need that. While she's getting that, so once I have my zucchinis kind of sliced and scooped out.
Is this good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect.
And we can stick those in the oven. I put them in the oven just to let them warm up.
Okay.
So to kind of cook them a little so they're not cold. So we're putting those in the oven. So while they're in there, I'm going to take my ground beef. So you can actually use whatever you have. You can use ground turkey if you like ground turkey.
Okay.
Ground beef. If you have leftover chicken, you can use shredded chicken in this. You don't have to put meat at all. You can add extra beans if you like beans. Whatever you want to do, you really can make it how you like it.
And here's what I want to say about, you know, Allie and I talked a little bit about this. We're using 80-20 because we all know how expensive lean ground beef is.
Yes.
I do this all the time. What Allie is going to do, and she'll probably, we'll go over this again, but we can make this lean by just draining it. So you can still, again, we talked about being on a budget. You can do this on a budget. She's going to, you know, cook this up and it's going to, all that fat is going to liquefy and we're going to drain it. And we're still going to have the lean ground beef that we want. So it's still going to be lower in fat and lower in calories. So I love that. And I love too, Allie, that you said, you know, if you've got some kiddos that would rather have chicken or the husband wants chicken or, you know, you've got ground turkey. There's so many variations. So that is amazing.
My sister does not like ground beef at all, but she'll eat ground turkey. So everything that they make, they use turkey.
Yeah.
So you can make it your own and do it how you want.
That's pretty much us here. I mean, and my family will say they don't like ground turkey, and I won't make turkey burgers as much as I used to because there is a difference in flavor there. But I could probably make, I know I do this in chili all the time. I'll use ground turkey in chili and in tacos. Nobody knows the difference.
No, we've done it with sloppy joes if you like sloppy joes. You put sauce on it, they really can't tell.
They can't tell. So go ahead. Whatever's on sale, use it. If it's higher in fat, drain it. If it's, you know, leaner, then you're good to go. Or if you need to substitute ground turkey for the leanness, do it.
Yes. So we're just browning the meat right now, so that takes a few minutes. So it's browning. We'll kind of keep an eye on it.
Okay. So my question to you, Allie, we talked about how, you know, this is a family journey for you.
Yes.
And I really want to convey this to our audience because this gets lost in translation a lot. A lot of women end up focusing on themselves, not realizing the need for the husband and the kids to be on this journey too. Why is this important for you, for the whole family?
Well, I feel like, you know, a lot of times, like, I mean, Levi right now, he is so involved in sports and he does so much. He probably could eat 3,000 or 4,000 calories a day and be fine. He wouldn't gain weight. But you can't maintain that over your life. Right. So I feel like it's really important to teach them healthy habits and to get them to have a taste for healthy food now so that it sticks with them and they're not adults and then like, oh my gosh, I can't eat this way anymore. I have to do something else. I got to change.
Right.
Like, try to get them to not have to do that change and get them to eat healthy food.
I love that.
So we let them have ice cream and snacks and they eat Cheetos sometimes too, but in moderation with the healthy food, we're just trying to teach them good habits.
Yeah. So it's that whole lifelong lesson. We want to set them up for success forever.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Because he's not always going to be playing basketball 5 or 6 times a week, you know, a couple hours a day.
Yeah.
You know, eventually he's going to grow up, his metabolism will slow down, and he's going to need healthy habits.
Yeah. And not to mention, I mean, the vitamins and nutrients that we're getting from the zucchini, you know, from the other natural foods that we're going to be putting in here. And Allie's going to share with you some substitutions that she makes in other meals as well. That's important for brain functioning. It's important for their mental health. And I feel like we, you know, we forget that for our kids. And we wonder why they can't sleep. We wonder why they're struggling concentrating in school. But yet, simply because we don't see physically that there's a weight problem, we don't pay attention to their nutritional needs as much as we should.
Absolutely. And I mean, some kids don't like vegetables. My kids personally, they don't like zucchini. They don't like cauliflower. They don't like Brussels sprouts. Now they'll eat salad, they'll eat carrots, they'll eat green beans, but it's important to have all different kinds of vegetables. So sometimes I sneak stuff in there and they don't know. They don't ask questions. They just eat. They're fine. Yeah. We get the cauliflower tater tots. You can get those in the freezer section. Put them in the air fryer. They cover them in ketchup. They won't know.
They don't know.
They're eating cauliflower, no potato. They're good.
What they don't know won't hurt them. Actually, what they don't know will help them. That's what we want to say.
So if you have a kid that doesn't like vegetables, just find ways to sneak it in there. Yeah. Ben loves spaghetti. I put zucchini in spaghetti sauce. Like you can grate it up or chop it up and put it in there. They don't know. It's covered in spaghetti sauce.
So there you go. There you go. Yeah. There are ways to sneak these things in there for the health and wellness and well-being of our whole family. So I love that, Allie. I love that. How did you get, you know, Dan on board? Because I think sometimes, you know, that's a big question. It's one thing, you're the mom. That, you know, the mom, you know, enforces the rules with the kiddos and sneaks it in on the kiddos. But how do we get the spouses involved? How'd you get Dan involved?
Well, so he actually, he will literally eat almost anything. There's very few things that he won't eat. But he always has been a good eater in terms of what he will eat. But I think really he's just decided that he needs to prioritize his health. He's seeing that it was affecting, you know, what he could do with the kids, how he was feeling. Because it does. What you eat affects how you feel. Definitely. Like, it'll definitely make you feel bad. And he got tired of feeling bad. Yeah.
And I think, you know, from what I've seen with a lot of, especially women that come into Equip for More, they see what it does for you. And that was true for me too. You know, my husband saw what it did for me mentally. Yes, more so than physically. So you're absolutely right. I think that mental health aspect of, you know, there is, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago on the show, the effects of sugar in our diet and how it's linked to depression and anxiety and all of those things. And so that realization is powerful.
Yes, it is. And he likes to eat. He loves food. You know, he grew up in the Church of God. You want him to come to church, you got to feed him. Yes. So he likes to eat. So he wants to be able to eat stuff that he wants to eat. So we try to make it healthy. So like tacos. He likes tacos. So if we don't do zucchinis, we get a low carb tortillas. So do one of those. Yeah. You know, so we try to find just healthier options to eat the things that we like. Because if you like what you're eating, you're going to stick with it.
Exactly. So I think that's so key. If you like what you're eating, you're going to stick with it. You said something before we went live, and it was, you know, about if you don't like what you're eating, you're setting yourself up for failure. Yes. And so that's why I love the way, you know, when you and I talk and you're like, I tried this and I did that and I've got this new recipe, I can see the excitement. So you know it's something that you are going to stick with because you do love it. And it is simple to prepare and it is low in cost. All key ingredients for people to be aware of to make sure this is a lifetime and a lifestyle change. You got to make sure it fits into your budget. You've got to make sure it fits into your schedule, and you've got to make sure it fits into your taste buds. Remember those things, because if it doesn't, you will not keep it up. You will not. It will not become a lifestyle. No. Right?
No, it won't. And I mean, like you talked about the price. I think this whole meal costs less than $10. Wow. And that's for the two of us and the kids. Like if they want to do their own tacos, that's less than 2 Happy Meals at McDonald's. Yeah. And this is way better.
It is way better. It is. Yes. You can feel so, and probably with leftovers. We're feeding a family and we're probably going to have some leftovers for one of us to take to lunch, or at least have for lunch the next day. Yes. Yeah. That's amazing. So, Allie, you know, you're busy. You have a full-time job.
Yes.
Your husband has a full-time job.
Yes.
You have 2 very busy little boys, and your job also requires after hours work. I mean, you volunteer a lot at the school, and you're around for school functions.
Yes.
What advice, because this is the other thing, you know, I hear from people, I can't afford it right now. So we've countered that. We're letting you know you can afford this.
Yes.
What you can't afford is not to do it.
Yes.
So what advice now, the second thing I hear all the time is, I don't have the time to cook healthy meals. What would you say to that?
So, I mean, just any type of cooking, it is a little bit of a commitment because it's easier to just order pizza, go out to eat. It is easier. But my biggest advice is plan ahead. So
Okay.
if you know, like if I know I don't have time, so like Mondays, a lot of times we do band after school. Levi has basketball. We don't have time to cook dinner, but I don't want to just say, okay, we're going to go through McDonald's. So Sunday, I just plan ahead. I cook our dinner the night before.
Yeah.
So this, you can make it the night before, heat it up the next day. So
Yeah.
make it when you have time. Look at your week. See, when do I have time to cook? And
Yeah.
find some things that you can make ahead.
Yes.
So that way you're not stressing. The evening is easier. You heat it up. So soup, that's a good one that we do all winter long is different kinds of soup.
Yeah.
So, but this, you can totally make this the night before. You make the filling that goes in the zucchinis, and then you heat it up, put it in your zucchinis the next night, and you're done.
I love that. And even as you were talking, I got to thinking, I'm big in the slow cooker. Like our slow cooker typically sits right here on the counter, and it's used, especially in the winter, 2 or 3 times a week. So this right here, I'm thinking, if I needed to, I could make a big batch of this taco meat, right?
Yes, you
We could
could.
do zucchini tacos one night. We could maybe do taco salad, one night.
You do taco soup.
Taco soup. Everybody knows I love taco soup. I use that recipe all the time. But yeah, so just I think you're absolutely right, because what easier way? You've got multiple very versatile meals just using the same foundation.
Yes, and I too, so this is something I've started doing that I find really helps me. Like if you're going to be browning hamburger meat, brown more than what you need, put it in the freezer, because then it's ready to go. So
I
you
like
can pull
that.
it out, heat it up, put some spaghetti sauce on it, put some taco seasoning on it, but just do it before, because you're already doing the work. It doesn't take any extra time
I love
to
that.
do extra.
Yes.
So I do that a lot. Or if you're cooking chicken in the slow cooker, the pressure cooker, shred it up, put some in the freezer so you can pull it out for an easy meal one night.
Yep. Now I have done that, especially if it's warmer, because I love the way chicken tastes on the grill. So I will take a 3-pound bag of chicken breast, and my personal, what I love to do with the chicken breast though is sometimes they're really thick. So I will pound them out. First of all, you get more out of them when you do that. But I'll thaw them out, pound them out really good. I'll cook 3 pounds of chicken breast on the grill, and then I'll dice some up, put some in baggies. So I definitely do that. I love that. I never really thought about the ground beef, but I love that idea. So brown up, if you get 3 pounds of ground beef or 5 pounds or one of the big tubes, cook it all up, right?
Yes.
Cook it all up, divide it into some baggies, and freeze it. Just plain, because like you're saying, so then when you take it out, you can add taco seasoning to some, sloppy Joe sauce to some, chili sauce. There you go.
Yes.
You do have time, right?
Yeah.
We do have time.
That's the thing for me, is just trying to plan ahead. Look at my week, see when am I going to have time to cook, and figure out what I can make when I have time. So I'm not the next day, oh my gosh, I don't have dinner, we don't have time, we're going to McDonald's.
Exactly.
So I don't want to end up there. We go to McDonald's, but I don't want to end up there every week.
Exactly.
My kids do, but I don't.
I know. I don't either.
Okay.
So what are we doing here?
Okay, so I got the meat drained. I'm adding in my taco seasoning.
Okay.
And I'm going to add in a little bit of water, let that cook just a little bit.
Perfect. Smells very good in here. Love it when the kitchen smells good. Smells yummy. So we're cooking down the taco meat, and what else are we adding to this? Because you've got several things here on the counter, and we are going to add them all into one skillet.
Yes, so
I love that.
I'm going to cook this, and then since my kids, like I said, they don't like zucchini just to eat it, so I fix it all different ways that make them try it every time. I'm like, it's different this time, try it.
There you go.
Like, we keep telling you we don't like zucchini. Like, okay. So I'm going to pull probably about 2/3 of this out to save it so they can have tacos.
Okay.
And then I'm in the skillet, I'm going to put some cauliflower rice, probably about a cup full.
Okay.
A pretty good amount because that's the basis of your filling for this. And then I'm going to add some black beans. I don't care for beans too much, but they're okay in this for me. But Dan likes beans. It's good protein.
Yeah.
It'll help fill you up. Add salsa. You can use whatever kind you like. If you don't want salsa, don't put it in there. And then I also add some cheese because I've noticed the cauliflower rice, it is a little bit more, it's a little like it releases a lot of moisture.
Yeah.
So the cheese kind of helps hold it together.
I never even thought about that.
So just a little bit, like a quarter cup, and then I sprinkle a little bit more on top at the end. But yeah, just like a quarter cup, and it kind of just helps hold everything together.
Okay, so do we need a bowl so you can pull out some of that?
Yes.
So we have one right there behind you on the right cabinet.
Okay.
Right there, one of those. Or like, yeah, any of those.
Perfect. Okay.
So again, we're making just one meal for an entire family. And we've got picky eaters in the bunch, and we've got those that want to eat healthier, and we're satisfying all these taste buds. So I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, all right. So I'm going to pull about 2/3 of this out. And like I said, you can do this the night before. So if you have time the night before, go ahead and do your meat, pull some out, put it in the fridge, make your filling, stick that in the fridge too, and then the next night, you've got 10 minutes and you have dinner.
Perfect.
So it's fast.
Perfect. So Allie, for snacking for kids, and you are trying to, lead and guide them. You talked about the kids like McDonald's and they like, their after school snacks. What do you recommend for kiddos eating healthier after school?
So my kids like fruit, so we do a lot of fruit. Benjamin likes cheese, so we try to encourage like a healthy snack first. Yogurt, they love yogurt. But even like, so we got the PB Fit finally. Okay. I don't like peanut butter. I hate it, but Dan loves it. So, so we've been trying to do that, like do some peanut butter and apples, just different things. Levi's gotten really into smoothies. Okay. So he's been making smoothies, spinach in them. So it's another good trick. If your kids like, ice cream or milkshakes, make them a smoothie and put some spinach in it.
I love that.
So it gets blended up. They don't know. Yeah. So we just try to, I don't want to give them like a stigma like you can't eat that, it's not healthy.
Right.
So we just try to do what's not healthy in moderation, but encourage healthier choices by having it available. Like the fruit is out on the counter all the time. Yeah. So they're like, Ben's like, can I have an orange? Can I have an apple? I put it in sight, so hopefully they'll pick that first.
Exactly. Yeah. That, I think, is something that we've done for years and years around here, is to try and have the fruit available. And for a long time, especially when our kiddos were little, we had like a fruit first kind of rule.
Yes.
And so they would come home or be at home when we were homeschooling and, run into the kitchen and say, I'm hungry. And I would offer, a piece of fruit. And if they said, I don't want that, typically it meant they weren't that hungry either.
I know.
Right?
I have always remembered you said one time, if you're not hungry enough to eat an apple, then you're not really hungry.
Yeah, you're not.
So
I mean, it really is true.
Yeah, like
it really is true.
If you don't want this, you must not be that hungry. So just go play, go do something.
Just go play. And after you say that a couple times, they do. And then when they really do get hungry, they come in and they grab the apple and they go back outside.
Yes. Okay, so I've got probably about 1/3 of the ground beef with the taco seasoning, and I'm going to add in, I use frozen cauliflower rice. It is so much easier.
Perfect.
So I just get this, and I'm going to add in about a cup just directly into the pan.
Here's what I love about how Allie is cooking too. This is just brings me so much joy. Not a whole lot of measuring cups.
No.
Not a whole lot of, we know by the foundations of the food that we're using and how we are preparing them that they are healthy. Mm-hmm. What we want to teach you and lead you in and guide you in is a lifestyle. We don't want strict regimens. We don't want to be overly structured to the point where you get frustrated. You can do this with everyday items. You can do this, you might want to measure the first few times you prepare a meal like this, but over time, just like Allie's doing right here, you want to be able to whip it together. Because if you're not able to whip it together, you will go back to what you know how to whip together, which are like high-fat lasagnas and all those recipes that you've memorized from years and years ago. So that is just a key strategy there. Practice it until you can make it without even thinking about it, right?
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I used to get frustrated with my mother-in-law because I'd ask her for a recipe, and she's like, "Well, I just put a little bit of this in there and a little bit of that," and I'm like, "How much?"
I know.
But now I cook that way, so
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm probably going to be frustrating somebody else soon.
I know. I'm the same way. I'm like, I don't know. I just put it in there, taste it. If it doesn't taste good, then I put a little more in there. But
so, and also, I was gonna say, if you are watching your sodium, you can get low sodium taco seasoning or make your own.
perfect.
So you can adjust that too if you don't want to use package. I use package most of the time because it's just easier. It's faster.
I use package too. I do watch sodium around here. I just personally have an issue with like water retention and sodium. So I am that person. Just about everything I buy, I try to buy low sodium.
Yes.
Beans, you can even buy canned beans and lots of canned vegetables that have no salt added. So, you know, again, there is always an option. Always an option. This smells so good.
Thank you. So I just added probably about a half a cup of black beans. If you don't like beans, you can leave them out. Dan does, and it's fine. So I put those in there, and then I do maybe, I don't know, like a quarter cup of just whatever jarred salsa you like. If you like mild, do mild. If you like hot, do hot.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
Perfect.
Just helps with the taco flavor.
Right. And it gives color. I like recipes with some color and texture. So anytime you've got lots of color, lots of texture, you've got lots of nutrition. That's typically how I look at it, and I encourage other people to look at it. It's the color and the texture that adds the flavor, the variety, but also the vitamins and the nutrients.
Yes. Oh, I thought about something with snacking too. My kids, I don't know, they like anything that's like miniature size, so they love those mini peppers, the little mini sweet peppers.
Yes.
So those with like some low-fat ranch or some kind of dip, they love it.
Hummus.
They don't like hummus.
No.
They won't do
I've
hummus,
become a
but
fan of hummus.
I like hummus. I like the chocolate hummus. Have
I
you
know.
had the chocolate?
Yes.
It's good.
Yeah. There's a birthday cake, if you can believe this. Birthday cake hummus at Aldi.
I did not. Get that. I'm gonna have to try that
So delicious. Serve that up with some graham crackers or even some pretzels or, you know, towards anything. It was, you know, I tried that around the holidays. It was so good. Yeah, loved it. Pretzel sticks.
Yeah, that would be good. So I just put in like a quarter cup of cheese. Like I said earlier, it just kind of helps hold the filling together because cauliflower rice does have a little bit of moisture.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna get that mixed in.
Love it.
And then we are ready to put it in our zucchini. So the good thing is about since you warm up and kind of cook the zucchini first a little bit, you put your filling in, and I mean it's pretty much ready to go.
Wow.
We like cheese broiled on top, so I'll stick it back in there under the broiler to melt the cheese. But you don't have to. If you want just some shredded cheese on top, put that on there. You can do jalapenos, black olives, sour cream, just whatever you want on your taco. Put it on there.
Well, let's get these bad boys on here. I can't wait to try these, and I can't wait to see them in the boat.
Do you have a
right there.
Okay.
You can see the steam coming up back there. It just looks so good.
Okay. So, if I can get it.
It's sometimes tricky. There we go.
Yes. There we go.
Perfect. You can even set that right here if you want. Heard it. Awesome. So here we go. These are nice and warm. Can you see that? I'm going to try and let you put that in, and then I'll hold it up.
Okay, yeah. So then I just scoop the filling right in the middle.
Wow.
And it gets kind of messy sometimes. And this
Messier
usually,
the better.
Yeah. It's a little more filling than what we would use for two. So like, I mean, you can eat it the next day, get another zucchini. They will just eat this with a fork.
Look at that. That looks so delicious. Now check this out. Here's what she has in this. First of all, zucchini, so full of good vitamins and nutrients, hardly any calories at all, virtually no fat, right?
Yeah, it's like 25 calories for a zucchini. It's
25 calories.
Not a lot.
So we're going to add this up. Let's add this up.
Yeah.
Okay? Half a zucchini
is like 13 calories. We'll say 13.
Wow. 13 calories. We've got lean ground beef because we drained it really well.
Yeah, so I think I looked at it last night. For this amount, it's like maybe 180 calories.
Oh my gosh. Less than 200 calories. Protein, low in fat, good fiber, vitamin A, D, all these great vitamins.
Yes. Well, so the ground beef was less than 200.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that whole thing, when I figured it up, it was like right at 400 calories.
So
for dinner, that's good.
For how many of
for
these?
one.
Okay.
But it's filling.
Yeah.
So we'll eat one of these and maybe just like a side of vegetable or a salad, and we're done. And
so
we're full.
you're talking, you got to be talking both of these though for 400 calories.
Yes, like one whole zucchini.
One whole zucchini. And I would even it also depends on like how much of the mixture that you're putting in there.
Yes.
Right?
And like sometimes you're just hungry and you want to eat a little bit more.
Yeah.
So you can eat another one. Like I usually eat one.
Yeah.
But you can eat that second one and you don't have to feel bad because it's not
exactly, because only one of these, like you said, is right around 2, or even I'm thinking a little less.
Probably.
But I've got to try it. I have got to try this because it just looks so good. That is so good. And you know what I love? The crunch of the zucchini.
Yes.
You know?
I like it a little crunchier. If you like it a little softer, cook it longer. You can even cook it like fast, 375 on high if you want to get it done quickly.
Yeah.
We just let them warm up in the oven so you can make it faster than that if you want.
Wow.
But yeah, you can make it crunchy if you don't like it a little crunchy. If you want it softer, cook it a little longer.
So, question for you. This is I'm going to run through these ingredients again.
Okay.
1 pound of lean ground beef or ground turkey. 1 pound of that, right? We did a cup of cauliflower.
Yeah,
cup of rice cauliflower. We did about a half cup of the black beans.
Yeah, probably about a half cup of black beans.
1/4 cup of the salsa.
Yes.
And maybe just about a 1/4 cup of the cheese, right?
Yes.
Mixed it all together, bake the zucchini. How many, because there's more of this mixture in the pan.
It's enough for 4 zucchinis.
Okay.
I usually put that in a Tupperware and Dan eats it the next day. He just eats that. So, I mean, not even in the zucchini. If you just want to eat it right up, it's almost like having a rice bowl.
That's what I was going to say. Some of this fell on the baking sheet, and I'm just going to eat it like that because that is really good that too.
Yes, it's good.
So you have a rice bowl there too. So we made zucchini tacos. We can have a rice bowl for lunch tomorrow. The kids can have tacos.
Have their regular tacos, whatever they want.
And Allie, you just did that. We've been live for 31 minutes. You started cooking and when we were in a couple of minutes, so under 30 minutes, and that's why we were sitting here chit-chatting.
Yeah, like I can probably do this in 15 to 20 minutes if I'm just going straight through.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a quick meal. Everybody's happy. Minimal dishes because I hate washing dishes.
Yes.
So it's a good meal to have in your repertoire.
So perfect. Well, that'll do it for us. I want to thank my good friend Allie. Allie, I've got a little something for you. And we are definitely, I know you guys love this, so we are definitely going to be doing this again. Allie will be back in my kitchen. We'll be preparing some more things for you in the future. But we hope, it was our hope, we prayed before we went live, that this encouraged you, it excited you, it had motivated you, and reminded you that you can do this with God's help, right, Allie?
You can do it.
You can do it. If we can do it, you can do it. You know, you can do this. There are things that you can do, substitutions you can make. It works with any budget. You've just got to make up your mind.
Yeah, just start thinking about the regular meals that you like and find little things that you can change to make it healthier. And little by little, you're going to get healthier.
Amen. I love that, Allie. Little by little. Well, until next time, we want you to have a beautiful